And there we go. You are here on HeflaTV. HeflaTV 1 to be specific. My name is HeflaMo, casting here with Michael Loris. We are in the JDL Season 3, Division 1, America. The Sneaky Nicks Assassins versus Isurus. That means the US versus Argentina. And at the moment we just have some problems loading in. A lot of spammy chat. And Fluff and Stuff is actually the one to blame. Which is pretty funny because we have a super full lobby. And I actually thought one of those spectators is not gonna load in, but apparently it's the player not loading in. So we are going back to the lobby, which is of course bad news, but yeah, I'm not gonna swap. I'd show you everything, and let's see. Funny chat incoming. Michael Loris, what do you say about it?
You can't show them what goes on here. This is top secret. Like, look how chaotic this lobby is.
Yeah, but that's
like,
cool.
I've never seen it this full before. It's crazy.
Well, it's all cool, and IX Mike is right away like, kick Fluff. But yeah, usually I don't show the lobby, but like when it's about reloads, I'm not bothering the people again with, I don't know, whatever overlay screens whatsoever. Sometimes they just get this small insight in what's going on in all those.
Yeah, but there was also that there was 19 out of 20 non-players that were, you know, one failed to connect as well. So someone here, it wasn't me. I saw the game screen. I saw it. But one person is not doing it, and they actually kicked Fluff.
Yeah, it is Fluff. Fluff didn't load in. He was the one, and he had to reboot it. But apparently we started without him. But he will join. Hopefully he's gonna join, and well, let's see. Either way, we have a funny chat. We have like a mix of Spanish and Russian and what the hell else. Like it's pretty funny. I already had to put slow mode on, otherwise this would have been a pure mess.
I'm sure there's a lot of flaming going on, but I don't speak any of the languages that are being spoken right now.
Oh. Nie говоришь по-русски?
No, not at all.
Oh.
I have no idea what you said, but I'm assuming that's the right answer.
I just said like, you don't speak Russian?
Yeah, that's what I thought you said, something around those lines.
Yeah, no, my Russian is really rudimentary.
Yeah,
that's
me too.
For sure. But oh yeah, I have to update the score anyway. Score. It's 0-0 game 1, which is apparently not starting because Fluff and Stuff is not here, but so that gives me time to update all that stuff. So 0-0, and the other team is Isurus. I also just checked, I didn't even update the title yet because we stayed online, so I can do that as well. SNA versus Isurus. See, Hefla forgot everything today. Well, I mean, we are online for how many hours now? Like, we deserve some slack.
Yeah, of course. And I like how the chat now is mostly devolving, or it should be devolving into the give whatever emoticon / icon thing with keepos. I can understand that. I speak Twitch, and I don't speak everything in between those symbols, but I know what's going on when people start posting those. So these are my people now. But then they stop.
Absolutely, and I don't know, my Twitch is actually pretty bad, my Twitch language, but I'm still trying to communicate as much as possible with the viewers. But then again, my problem is that I just understand a lot of what? Teper eto ruski chat? No, Max repost. Oh my god, no. Now the people are spamming me with friend requests. Ay caramba.
We made a bad decision.
Yeah, that was a bad decision to show that lobby. Jesus.
Hopefully there's so many people in this lobby that they can't actually focus on one person to spam ad, and it'll just be you. So I don't have to deal with it.
Yep. Oh, we have to see it. Just checking something else, and let's see. We are back to the loading screen. 19 spectators. This is just nuts. I don't know why the people are so crazy about this game. For us, it's just a normal JDL schedule, but like casters you don't see at all usually just come out of nowhere. And now all players are in. 18 out of 19 spectators. Oh my god! Please don't tell me that.
I'm just making sure that people know that I'm here, so don't kick me.
Just saying, we're all here. It's me. Let it be me.
We're gonna have to arbitrarily kick people until it works.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is gonna be hilarious. Oh my god, now people are like spamming something about repost. Russian repost.
And give Papita. He's in, guys. It's fine.
No, doesn't look good. 18, 19. It's this... Who is it? Like, who's not there?
It would be a lot more helpful if they told us, like they would show spectator names, even if it was just to like in some menu or something.
Yeah, like a list. Like who
Yeah.
didn't load in. Now we have to guess who it is.
It's not me.
No, and like,
We
it's
have-
none of us.
We have people
obviously.
in chat who could, you know, testify.
We're too good. We're too good.
I agree with what Helium said.
Yeah.
The client should just go. If the spectator's not in, then they'll have all the time in the world to reconnect.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we should just be able to go, and I don't know, and then just whoever didn't load in should be able to just connect, and I don't know. But yeah, we are I don't know, practicing our spectator loading screen casting, which is just amazing. And yeah, I would just say we give a default win to whoever doesn't load in next of the players. Or we
Was
just
I
say
cast? Was I casting with you where the loading screen just like slowly zoomed into the shopkeeper's face? Was that
no,
someone else?
but yesterday we had a game we both together where everybody was loaded in, but it didn't
Mhm.
start at all. Like it was a
Yeah.
bug. The game just didn't start. It just hovered around the entire map, and nothing else happened. And we were like, okay, and now, yeah, what to do? But I didn't know it zoomed into the shopkeeper's face.
Oh no, that must have been with someone else or by myself or something like that. It started like in the Dire fountain area, like that's where the camera started to pan, and then it just slowly started zooming closer and closer into the shopkeeper.
That's scary.
Like everyone was loaded in, it was just constantly going towards the shopkeeper. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
But the shopkeeper is like some fat, ugly dude. Like I don't want to have him zoomed in. He's scary actually. Like he looks very, you know, he's all the time alone there in the forest. So
No, also that, and he doesn't follow the laws of economics. Supply and demand means nothing to him except for smoke and wards.
true. And even on that stuff, sometimes he puts limits on it. But well, let's see. Number 3. All good things are free. Is there an English saying like this? Like all good things are free, something like that? Because there's a German saying like that.
There's a saying that nothing, if it's free, then it's not good.
Oh, okay.
Because usually if it's free, then people are messing with you. No
Now,
good things in life are free.
now we're finally in. Anyway, that's the draft. Join Dota League Season 3 Division 1 America. Isurus Gaming, the Argentinians, versus Sneaky Nix Assassins. And they also have a nice stand-in today. Way too sexy. Officially there now. I don't know.
Yeah, way too off of Liquid, right? That was
Yeah.
fairly recent.
He is he completely gone? I don't know. I didn't keep tab on Liquid, to be honest. It's not a team that is too much of my interest.
Man, I love Liquid, man. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's just off.
You're
although-
American. You have to be patriotic.
That's true. Like, I'm inherently biased for Sneaky Nix Assassin right now, and I'm sure the chat isn't going to like that. But I will remain impartial, because that's what I'm supposed to do.
Yep, absolutely. And well, we are in, and they actually start to draft. Like I was like, oh, maybe the draft are now disconnected or something like that. Yeah, we are in the first ban stage, and look what we got. Lycan being banned out, nothing new. Like even though we had today a game where Lycan was completely ignored, not even banned, but we
Mhm.
assumed
Yeah,
the
I
same
still
for
think that was just both teams agreeing to not pick Lycan. That was just such an anomaly.
Yep, absolutely. This is something that should not happen at all. Because if you get it, you should just goddamn pick it. But either way, the second bans are out, and we have Tidehunter. Means no Titan in the off lane, and also no blue bubble, no Chronosphere.
What do you think? Razor, Brewmaster, Shadow Shaman? Well, it's too late. Okay, we're gonna go with the Brewmaster first for Isurus Gaming, And of course, that leaves a couple of strong picks for Sneaky Nick Assassin. In response to that, Brewmaster could be the Skywrath Mage, and then, of course, all the other heroes that I just listed. Razor is going to be probably prized very, very highly for Sneaky Nicks, as it's usually highly prized for any team.
Yep, absolutely, and you never know with Sneaky Nick's Assassin though. Like they surprise us so often with the draft, and I mean today, for example, we had Jesus Christ, what kind of drafts did we have today? That was just nuts. Like we predicted and predicted, we explained it logically. That was for us, like for us casters, just being stuck in the current meta, just one solution. Yes, it has to be a Rasta, for example, and then like. They ignored Lycan, they ignored Rasta. It was like, what the hell is going on? But let's see, Sneaky Nick's Assassins, like they somehow make even exotic drafts work. That's why so many people even like them. Like besides, of course, you Americans just inherently cheering for them because they're American.
USA. I mean, Sneaky is in their name, so it will kind of be disappointing if they suddenly pull out something that's extremely mainstream. They're going to first pick the Death Prophet. We've actually been seeing a little bit more of this. Just having that exorcism up guarantees that you'll be able to push down, at the very least, Tier 1 towers.
Yep, absolutely. That means Exorcism also quite decent against the Brawlings then later. Like the higher levels of Exorcism can take care of them because they don't scale quite well into the game. And there we have it. Yeah, finally. Like Sneaky Nick's Assassin, they know what's good. Shadow Shaman is coming out. That means we have the double pushing power already coming out. That is an Exorcism, that is Master Open Wards, and that is of course something Isurus has to deal with. They have to get strong heroes there in to get some counter push going, because this is some sort of push, that kind of push where you can't really do anything with the traditional counter push. Like March of the Machines doesn't help you that much, it just creates a bit space so that Death Prophet has to go a bit to distance, but Master Open Ward's not affected by it, for example. So yeah, this is definitely going to be interesting. But on the other side, Earthshaker come in, and we saw some awesome fishers today already.
Earthshaker is one of the few supports that has a good amount of counter push versus this type of pushing. He also has good counter push versus the summons, and many heroes have that. But being able to delay Death Prophet from moving towards your towers or whatever, if you wall off, say, the middle river area, then no exorcism can happen for another 8 seconds, and then Death Prophet's going to sit there awkwardly, wait for the fissure to expire. So it's a good support hero for the Isurus gaming side. Am I pronouncing that right? Isurus?
Yeah,
I have no idea. Isurus, okay. Yeah. It's a good pickup for the Isurus gaming side. One of the few supports that does, in fact, do that. And then they're going to ban out the Silencer. I really like this ban from Isurus. So it would have been devastating if Sneaky Nicks picked that up. Not contributing much to the pushing, but would have let them fight once they actually decided to start pushing towers.
Yep. Definitely, and the second bun stage is on the way, but again, like for the first one they took already that time, and for the second one it's quite the same. Like the Silencer is coming out, absolutely understandable, and they also don't want the Skywrath Mage, which I can absolutely understand if you have a Brewmaster on the field, because Brewmaster is just allergic against one thing, or actually two things when you consider it in later game. This is of course silences and MKBs, because that hero just lives off the awkward goddamn high chance of missing him. That's the biggest problem with this guy. And yes, so no silence there, no double silence actually. Like the Silencer and the Skywrath Mage, that would be too good to be true.
They have Shadow Shaman with Hex, and that could get the job done as well. And ooh, that either disrespect or mad respect for Isurus Gaming. There's going to be a ban out of the Meepo, which I don't know enough about Isurus to say if they have an ace Meepo player. Do you have any idea?
Sorry, what? Like who's the Meepo player on Isurus?
Yeah, if there's like a Meepo player.
I don't know. Like is it Babita? Babita?
I'm assuming that's who it is because the chat seems to like be on board.
So
with
I just assumed that that was just a guess. Like I have no idea about Isurus. Like I don't even know the player. I mean I know 3 names of them. But I think they even changed from the last season JDL. But yeah, I'm not actively following Isurus, and they're not too successful anyway, and not showing up in too many other tournaments as well. Plus, they don't even have like social media exposure, anything like that. But let's see, maybe this season, new roster, whatever, and they manage something. But yeah, Meepo being banned out, that was the last where we were, and Razor is the next one here, the 3rd pick for Sneaky Nick's Assassins.
It's very rare that you're going to see a Razor in this particular box. Razor prized very highly, and oftentimes if he's not straight up banned in the first phase, and if he's not picked in the first phase, you can guarantee he's going to be banned in the second phase. But this game is going to be the exception. So Razor, most likely going to be the mech builder for this Sneaky Nyx Assassin side. They'll have a little bit more durability, giving it towards the Death Prophet, means that she'll be able to stand more comfortably on the front lines. Also, once the Isurus gaming side wants to actually start fighting, Sneaky Nyx will have some sort of answer, because Razor will be on that front line, and draining damage from anyone is going to be really useful.
Yep, absolutely. The only downside, of course, with Razor and Death Prophet is that I think both are good candidates against the Brewmaster, even though I give the Razor a bit of an advantage because it's range versus melee plus, of course, the static link, something the Death Prophet doesn't have. Then again, the Death Prophet, when we see Witchcraft builds coming, for example, out, and if he stays till sometimes even level 7, 8, 9 and skipping the exorcism, then the Brewmaster has really a hard time. He's forced into a lot of bottle crowing there, like unless he's finding all the runes and getting them, of course, because they are guarded by their supports. If that's not the case, then he's really gonna have a hard time. But it's pretty much the same against Razor. Then again, the Brewmaster against both heroes, he's just gonna spam out the haze, and that makes it, of course, a lot easier, preventing a lot of CS happening there.
Also now with the Shadow Demon pickup, Shadow Demon Earthshaker is a pretty solid roaming combo to a Brewmaster lane. Whether it is Death Prophet or Razor doesn't really matter. If they get the disruption off and they get a decent fissure, then they should be able to beat down whoever is unlucky enough to be on the receiving end of that. So Isurus Gaming picking up some pretty good roaming supports. I think the Shadow Demon is probably going to go pretty heavy in the Soul Catcher, seeing as though he has really easy follow-up. And now with the Shadow Demon pick, they might want to go into a Mirana and get some early game initiation going.
Oh, by the way, just shout out to Bonnie Wright. He just told us here, fullback is the Meepo player, so damn good, by the way, he says. So that's the question. See, someone knows actually the Isurus player, so fullback would have been the Meepo player. Okay, we learned something.
Yeah, it's definitely really good to know. It's not just a BM ban of the Meepo. And I would have loved to see it. Meepo going up against now a Centaur Warrunner would have been hilarious to me. But he's not going to be seen in this game, as the fourth picks for either side, Centaur for the SNA side and Invoker, are going to be picked up for Isurus Gaming. Maybe add a little bit more variability to that mid lane.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, but still, like I love the fact that both of them like pick cores that could be the candidates for the mid. So I don't know. Let's see how they're gonna shuffle this. Like, I mean, Brewmaster mid, Invoker mid, what is it? Death Prophet, Razor, what is it? To be honest, like if they put the laser, I say, the Razor in the mid, then maybe the Brewmaster would go in another lane. We also saw, I think, a bit more than a week ago, or maybe I don't know, 6-7 days ago, I saw a Brewmaster off lane, which also worked out quite nicely, to be honest, because I mean, all he needs, in fact, is really the level 6, and everything else he gets then just by using his ultimate, especially on supports. He's just getting that like almost guaranteed kill at the start of the game if he gets that level 6 fast. Of course, the downside is then if he gets really shut down, then the Brewmaster is pretty much useless without his ultimate, where other heroes, they have better chance to come back or even be of some use without certain spells.
Yeah, as far as Brewmaster offlane, it's kind of similar to Centaur Warrunner. Like, he's a really tanky hero. Once he gets to level 6, then he's in business. Last support for Sneaky Nyx Assassin, going to be nothing too crazy. Just the Rubik, a nice solid stun, and has some pretty good stuff to steal. Brewmaster ultimate is rather easy to steal if you do manage to survive throughout the whole thing. Of course, Invoker and Earthshaker both have some really fantastic skills to steal. So SNA will have a good amount of stuns in this. They've deviated a little bit away from their pushing lineup, but still the early mid-game aggression that they could put onto Isurus is going to be pretty intense.
Yep, absolutely, and I definitely love the Rubik pick here. Like, if you have a decent Rubik player, he has quite a spectrum of spells to steal. Obviously, the Earthshaker is going to be providing a lot there. The Fissure, unless it hits the Rubik, can be instantly stolen and just dished out directly. As soon as you receive it, you pretty much can just throw it back. Brewmaster ultimate is something very nice to steal, but whoa, okay, I did not expect this one coming. Elder Titan, how does that fit?
Well, they have the Shadow Demon and Invoker, so Sunstrikes are going to be hitting really hard, especially if the Shadow Demon goes for a lot of Soul Catcher. If you add on top of that the follow-up with the Elder Titan Aura, then that Aura kind of artificially increases the effectiveness of the Brewmaster. Like, Brewmaster with Clap and Split suddenly does a hell of a lot of damage, and it really hurts. So It's a kind of an unorthodox hero, Isurus Gaming. There, if it does go into the super late game, which they should be playing and expecting it should not be, then they're going to start to fall off, even though they will have some pretty good team fight up to then. They can't compete with the Razor, Death Prophet, and Centaur tankiness. It's just not going to happen.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, the execution has to be quite nice so that the Elder Titan really makes sure that he is present for these magic and nukes. But to be honest, I always think when there's an Elder Titan, you need some sort of like special plan behind it, because you want to benefit full time from, of course, the natural order. I mean, that's why you pick the Elder Titan. Like, there are better stuns in the game. The ultimate is fairly easy to dodge unless you really play in some, I don't know, narrow passage, like around Wash Pit, for example. But, well, let's see. We had a small pause. They're saying G, and we're going to take that time really, really fast to introduce the teams. We have DDX here on the Invoker. It looks like he's going to end mid, then fullback on the Earth Shaker, Earth Spirit, I say. What the hell? Hefla, go. Too bad. Earthshaker, Dolce on the Brewmaster, then we have Nadara on the Shadow Demon, and of course, last but not least, Papita on the Elder Titan here. Like, I'm really curious about his gameplay.
That artwork from Yellow, that Homer Simpson is beautiful. Anyway, Way Too Sexy is going to be on the bottom lane, playing the Shadow Shaman support for Ush's Razor. They're going to be sending SNA-sama over to the mid lane as the Death Prophet, heading up against that Invoker. Should be fairly even there. Fluff and Stuff is going to be playing the Rubik, played a whole bunch of Rubik from what I've seen over his career. And IX Mike is going to be playing the off-lane Centaur. He's got the Stout Shield, got a couple tangos, and is saving just a little bit of gold, so probably going to be going for pretty quick tranquils. This lane up on top is fairly deadly. If anyone gets caught in a disruption, you know, Centaur is tanky, but if he gets disrupted, fissured, then he's just going to get beaten down by the Brewmaster.
And you forgot Ush. He's going to hate you for that one.
What?
You forgot the Razor.
No, I said Ush's Razor.
Oh!
I said that.
Okay.
Ush, I said it. You heard me. It's on the recording now.
Too bad. Okay, but yeah.
We have video proof.
Damn, that's always bad when there's bots. You can prove actually things that happen. But either way, game starts. We are on the entire thing. The creeps are on the way, and it seems like, yeah, this is gonna be quite a potent tri-lane, as in, if we have the Shadow Demon managing to get the opening on the Centaur, then followed up by a Thunderclap, which slows him, and maybe even a Fissure, like in a nice position, just blocking him. They should have enough right clicks. The Hoofstomp, of course, can delay things, but yeah, in the end, if there's a Fissure, especially when you're already on the way back, plus you got some harass damage before, that's not a good thing. But yeah, he 1 point in return, which means that's, of course, for Nadara also bad news, because yeah, he has to eat through tangos just for the fact that he wants to do some harass damage.
These respective offlanes shouldn't really get that much, though the Dire offlane does have the advantage of having an Observer Ward, which will splat out completely everything. So Papita, with the boots, with the vision advantage, should not die here unless he is starting to fall asleep or something like that. Like, he has every single survivability tool that he really needs in this particular lane. Top lane, IX Mike isn't going to have that same luxury, though that's just going to force him to play super, super far back. And then once that happens, we have the mid lane, where Death Prophet should be going toe-to-toe versus Invoker. Again, a fairly even lane, though it does become a little bit more Invoker favored as far as the last hitting once he gets a couple of levels. In the meantime, IX Mike's in a very awkward position. They do have the bubble to put him in, and no fissure, actually. They could go for it. There it is. They have another fissure in 3 seconds. However, they get a full body block. IX Mike is going to stomp and then run the other direction. Dolce is there to stop him, though. There's the fissure plus the clap. Big crit, and then one small hit from the Shadow Demon. That's going to be
just
first.
Nowhere to run. Just absolutely nowhere to run. Yeah, that was actually beautifully played. That, like, they were patient, just waiting for the second fissure, following up, then perfectly blocked in by the by the illusions and the two heroes, or actually not perfectly, obviously he could go in one direction, but that direction the panda was already on the way, and then yeah, was just a matter of time till he went down. So first blood going to Isurus here.
A little bit of greedy play by IX Mike, like going past the ordinary pole camp for the top lane. It's a little bit risky, no matter who you are. If you're a Centaur with no boots going in blind, then it is suddenly super risky. And the bad thing for Nyx is that they can't do the same thing till the Elder Titan, because Elder Titan, he's level 2, which isn't really that great for him, but he's still staying very, very safe in this lane. Eventually, he'll be able to just spam out Astral Spirit, get a little bit of poke damage, get a couple of CS here and there, something that the Centaur doesn't have the luxury of doing. Centaur, level 2.5 as well. Once he gets to level 6 or just getting a couple more levels of anything, he'll be able to contribute elsewhere, but until then, he's stuck up here.
Yep, absolutely. In the mid, we have DDX. Yep, he's doing quite fine. 17-1 versus 14-2. So a small advantage for him so far. The Death Prophet is doing quite well. You already said it. The Invoker, then the more extra, for example, he gets, the better his like CSing becomes as well. But then again, we already have the bottle done on the Death Prophet, boots there, and he just needs another 450 gold. Then we have the face boots on him. That's usually the first item, which also helps then in right click, which is, it's not the same as an Invoker, obviously, but it helps a ton, of course.
SNA might be the victim of a little bit of aggression. Shadow Demon and Earthshaker are going to move forward. Curiously enough, Invoker has 1 point in Wex, so he does have access to Alacrity, making his last hits that much easier. If SNA gets put into a bubble, and if he gets fissured, then I think he might just be dead. This is a level 3 Sunstrike, but that's a lot of pure damage going the way of Death Prophet, which will be amplified by a Soul Catcher, which is level 1. So 20% extra damage, and SNA might be in a little bit of trouble. Smoke is broken, and SNA is going to run on to the south and be completely fine.
Yep, absolutely. Like he expected this rotation sooner or later, and yep, it's not working out. And IX Mike actually, he was farming, or was planning to farm the jungle, but he has to go back, forth and back at least, between the fountain and the creep camp. So at the moment, the panda, happiest panda on the planet, because he can just farm freely. Also the levels is just fine, because yeah, he will be in 2 creep waves, he pretty much will be level 6, unless the Shadow Demon is getting close and soaking some XP. But even there, it should be fine. Like getting a 6 minutes, 6.5, 7 minutes, level 6 on a panda, then maybe the supports get, I don't know, some farm on the lane and he just rotates somewhere. Just that ultimate would be absolutely fine, and he would have the dagger ready if he wants to right now. And does he buy it? First item. Yes, he actually does, because he knows he's really fast on level 6, and therefore you just want to blink in, get that Thunderclap off, and then go directly into the ultimate and just get another kill, which is almost a guaranteed kill on if you, for example, manage to get a Rubik or a Rasta.
Yeah, Blink Dagger this early on anyone is astoundingly quick, so Brewmaster is going to have that freedom, though he will be kind of struggling on his mana pool. Like, he won't be able to Blink, Clap, Split on anyone anytime soon, so he'll need a lot more support and items and farm and everything if he wants to go ahead and do that. But just Blink, Clap this stage of the game, it'll be a pretty good tool if he's going to go for any aggression anywhere, or just Blink, Split, anything like that.
Have you seen the wards, by the way? Like, this is kind of ironic. Like here, ward spot bottom, both on top of each other. That wasn't planned. And then in the mid, this spot also, both wards directly on top of each other. Like both teams use both the observers, like completely synchronously. It's like, I don't know, this is the new warding style. Let's just be fair and put all the wards in the same place.
Clearly they read the same exact warding guide and they're following it to the letter.
They watched Purge.
Yeah,
Purge.
I saw Purge do it in the video. I'm gonna go do it in my game.
Oh well, see, Purge coming, but that means they paid $50 for it, just to know where the wards belong.
Really? You have to pay $50 for that?
Yeah, Purge coaching costs $50. Like, Purge tells you how the game works, and you pay him $50 for that. I think, I've never watched it, or I've never like seen it as such, but as far as I know, you gotta pay $50 and then purchase streaming the whole thing as well. And I don't know, he just coaches you like in-game stuff. Like, he's just commenting your game, do this, do this, do this, that the next item, options and stuff like that. Yeah, but $50.
That's freaking crazy. Anyway, IX Mike is struggling up against the double stack, and Jungle Centaur is something that can be done, but it is incredibly slow. If you want to be faster at it, you have to get points in return, and that's something you never really want to be doing as Centaur. You want to be getting as much double edge, as much hoof stomp as possible, so that once you hit that level 6 mark, you could actually go and start killing people. He has the Tranquil Boots finished, so now he has a little bit of restoration on his side, a little bit more armor as well. So Centaur, he's really struggling in the jungle, but Eldritch Titan, he's actually getting a little bit less than the Centaur. So, you know, Centaur does have this contingency plan on very slowly jungling, whereas Papita kind of does the Eldritch Titan. You have to stay in the lane or bust, and he's staying in the lane. and doing okay now that he has his Soul Ring. So he'll be able to spam out the spirits and get CS as he just does.
Like what's pretty, I don't know, shocking to some extent is Ash here following the centaur, but at the centaur I say the Elder Titan, and look at this. This is enough for a kill. I did not expect this, but the right click's just too strong with 3 points in it. Like Elder Titan, wow. I just did not expect him to die there. I actually thought he makes it out, especially with the fog of war. It's nighttime, that he goes there somewhere to the right. But yeah, Razor diving the tower, easy per PC. And I just wanted to compare the levels of the supports at the moment, because since the Centaur left the lane top, like we had the Earthshaker and the Shadow Demon being fully capable of like making the double pulls here on cooldown, stacking the camps and everything. But apparently the supports on the other side, they're doing much better. Like if you look at the levels, like Rubik is 3, like now Shadow Demon actually is on the same level as the Rasta. Only difference is the Rasta is almost into level 5, while the Shadow Demon just dinged 4. And yeah, they're doing a tiny bit better overall. So 8 minutes in, I'm also showing the net worth, and there we see the Razor at the moment, of course, after that kill doing quite fine. But then followed up by the Invoker as well as the Panda. I mean, the Panda, that's no wonder at all.
Bottom lane. Ush. Running in with the haste rune. Sunstrike will fly in. Fluffenstuff will run right into it, actually.
Whoa.
That was quite a nice Sunstrike.
That was really close. Like the Razor, it looked like he's on top of that Sunstrike as well, but at first I was like, wow, wait, where's that Sunstrike? Like, it can't be on a full Razor, so I was looking for the Sunstrike, but yeah, the Rubik for some reason, just, I don't know, still stuck around in that area, and somehow they had vision on it. Maybe it was even the Astral Spirit, who knows, gave him vision or knew that he's there in that range, and nice. That's the, I don't know, the good thing about Invoker. You don't have to be anywhere, you can just go for this. And I actually love this Alacrity build. It's just, I don't know, bottom. There's the
split onto Ush, throwing the rock, and Ush is going to get hit with the Elder Titan ultimate as well. Sunstrike will be off the mark, but it doesn't matter. He gets it anyway. It actually did barely hit. That didn't look like it was going to hit. Now Fluffenstuff in a really awkward position. He does not have boots. I don't think he's going to get out of this anytime soon. Stampede, but instantly he's going to get rocked, and then Elder Titan with the Stapler is going to kill off Fluffenstuff easy.
Perfect
and then
timing.
It's going to put Isurus at a 1-4 lead.
That was perfect timing. Like also the last hit, like just a second before he might have got now the telekinesis, he's just getting back to the normal Panda form, giving him the guaranteed crit directly in his face. The whole thing, of course, with a Soul Catcher on top of it. So yeah. Also in the mid, by the way, the Invoker just got his Midas and used it already the first time. That's 10 minutes, or that was a 9 minutes Midas. It's not the fastest, but he, of course, before that he went for PT. Which is quite interesting, because many Invokers, they actually, Exort Invokers at least, they go for the face boots, but in this case, no, PTs it is, and now let's see. There's the first push top, because the Rasta already level 6.
That's not the only thing that's weird going on with the Invoker. He has an additional point in Exort. Usually you just keep that at 4, get 4 into Quas, and then get those double Forge Spirits. Fissure will fly on top lane, but it won't really lead to anything, although SNA is here, so Exorcism might be the round 2 of pushing, as the Serpent Warrior is still pecking away at that tower. Will be cleaned up in short order, though. SNA can pop the Exorcism, and with Ush right behind him with not quite the mech, but the Buckler armor to kind of help out. Yeah, they're going to throw out the Spirits, and Isurus, I don't think they want to fight this. They don't have Blink Clap Split on the Brewmaster, and even though they do have 2 points in that natural order, Duce is going to jump right in for a clap, but that's about it. The tower has been destroyed, and Nyx get to walk away without anyone dying.
Yep, and that's just TPing back to the lane, so Sneaky Nyx is just, regardless of being 3 kills behind, like, this tower push, there was just nothing Isurus could do, and I think it was the right decision to just not do anything, just for the reason that you need more levels on the Elder Titan, because for now you don't have to stun, and in those fights here you definitely want it. A nice setup maybe even for the ultimate, but also the Panda not having his ultimate, that's the crucial thing. With Panda ultimate, that might have been a decent fight, because we saw like how much damage especially the Sunstrike does. I mean, it does full amount of damage pretty much when there is the Elder Titan somewhere in the vicinity. That's 2 points already in natural order. That's minus 16 reduction. So definitely nice. Just wait till this is 4 points, and then we can see how a Sunstrike goes for the full value.
Initiation into Nyx is going to be always a little bit difficult. It's going to be a lot of pressure on the Earthshaker and the Shadow Demon to make that happen, because if the Panda, though he does have a fast Blink Dagger, if he jumps in, claps, splits, Stampede is such a great counter to that. Although SNA in the mid lane, he's going to get hit with the Sunstrike, and ET ultimate will not snap him back, but Snod's stuck in a corner. Deafening Blast will bowl him down. That's going to be a killing spree for DDX.
Yep, I definitely like this one, because with that ultimate they forced him to dodge to the left side, but there was the Invoker already waiting with the right clicks and Deafening Blast eventually getting that thing. But yeah, bottom, another set of wards here being used. This will do quite some damage on the tower. Of course, tower, no cliff available, but then again, also these supports, they're gonna farm a ton of gold now. Okay, they missed quite some ward right clicks here, but still. It's still nice gold. I think they got at least half of the value out of it. Usually it's like up to 360 gold. This was at least 150 gold. But now they wanted to go for the Razor, and there is the Demonic Purge first. And now we have the Panda going in, but no mana for the ult. No, actually there is mana for the ultimate now. There's a rotation here. The Death Prophet is coming in, but Boulder tossed at the same time. But, well, he already has the Kiilstofte. Now, the Echo Slam completely off target. This is some huge fail gank. Like, this is the definition of fail gank. In the end, they use everything but have to go back. The Panda even has to be careful because there's now the Centaur coming in as well.
That's the power of Stampede. Once the Panda jumps in and Stampede is popped, you can't really do anything. The boulder might be thrown, but they'll get really far away before it actually lands. And Death Prophet coming in there, it looked to be in a really awkward situation, but Fullback unfortunately missed the Aftershock on the Echo Slam, so don't get any stun, don't get any lockdown, and then Death Prophet got sent into the air twice, which is really interesting to see. She has her Exorcism up, and they brought the tower down really low in their last push. They're going to mobilize Nyx on the bottom lane, and they probably won't use Exorcism for this, but they could definitely go for a tier 2 tower push after they take this tier 1 down with just right clicks.
Yep, absolutely. I don't think there's much going to happen here against this tier 1 tower because, yep, Earthshaker completely out of mana. The second one who would be in the area is just Shadow Demon, and he can't do jack shit at the moment. That's just the truth, because only 2 points in Shadow Poison, that's not enough to just spam the enemy out. You also have to land it, so he always needs the help of someone else somewhere in the region. But nope, this didn't happen. And to be honest, I think Nyx Assassin, they soon gonna group up anyway, because Exorcism level 2 is ready. He just dinked level 11. We have Razor finished the mech right now. It just arrived, which means they are ready to fight. Exorcism, Master Open Wards, mech for the healing. What else do you need?
They need a Blink Dagger on the Centaur, which is also up, so they're ready to start fights as well as just fight them. Serpent Wards do get dropped to Fissure as well, but with that Exorcism slowly poking at that tower, first of all, going to take a lot of damage. They're going to all dodge the Elder Titan ultimate. Wards do get cleaned up as they don't have any more creep support. They're not willing to fight into this just yet, though they can in just a little bit. Shadow Shaman kind of low on mana. Sna is going to hook it onto the top lane, try to get a little bit of split push going, but instantly, 3 members of Nyx, they smoke up. They're looking for blood with this new Blink Dagger from the Centaur.
Yep, absolutely, but I don't like what they do at the moment. Like, if you commit the Master Open Wards, you should really commit them. So far, the Master Open Wards only useful top, but even there, they got cleaned up pretty fast. And it's a lot of gold you feed away there with these wards that don't even survive for like 10 seconds. So I think the Exorcism Harass would have been enough. Then just healing up with the mech going back would have been pretty much the same damage. And you, I don't know, maybe you could have baited out something and then use the wards. So they're like, once they run into you, you start to using that ward. But oh, in the mid, there's a Fissure, Sunstrike, double stun as well, and the Panda going in, Demonic Purge coming out as well, mech being used, but Ush so low. Now there are some rotations. The question is, do they want to? Oh yeah, the Death Prophet, he wanted to go in, but oh, Shaka here, 4 stuff out. This should be enough. The Crypt Swarm is just coming. There's the Kiilstofte. Now with the Kiilstofte, nope, they can't really do anything. The stun of the Centaur even sleeping the Rasta.
Fantastic skill to steal in the Fissure from the Rubik. It secured that kill on the Shadow Demon from a very long range away. And yet, though Nyx's first push was kind of half-assed, it did force all of Isurus to group up in that mid lane. They were standing there for a good minute and a half or something like that, whereas Death Prophet just instantly went to the top lane, got additional farm, and Isurus were awkwardly standing around. So it made them waste time at the very least, and then they take a okay fight. Losing the Razor, never that great, but when you have that much focus fire with that much amplified damage through the aura from the Elder Titan, as well as the amplify from Soulcatcher, you don't really expect that target to get away.
Nope, not really. It's 3 and 6. We are 60 minutes in. That means the first time we're looking at the crafts, and look at this. Isurus still having a 1k XP lead, even though they lost a bit. But when we come to the gold, yes, that's what I expected. The gold is exactly the other way around. There we look at a 1,500 gold advantage at the moment for Nyx. It of course started nice for Isurus because they started with 3 kills, and the counter kill took ages pretty much. But with those 3 towers down. Or actually, it's just 2 towers, but I almost count this tier 1 in the
Top
mid.
lane, Blink Dagger on way too sexy. He's going to jump in on fullback, get the Hex, and not shocked just yet. Actually, already used Shock. They're going to take down fullback, just the 2 supports. In the meantime, it's going to be another kill onto mid lane as Papita does get jumped. Exorcism has been popped, and he's going to get ground down by this Death Prophet really, really quickly. He's going to go down. They lost the Razor down on bottom lane by a 3-hero gank, but they get 2 in exchange plus a tower, so that's going to be pretty good for Nyx, as they could use the rest of this Exorcism to work down this mid tier 2 tower.
Yeah, the Exorcism still got quite some seconds left here, so feel free to do more damage. But yeah, those fights, like all 3 engagements pretty much at the same time, like top and bottom happen exactly at the same time, and the mid a bit delayed. So I'm glad I just got at least the end of each fight on the camera. But yeah, a lot of action going on. No 5-man Dota so far. The Invoker now finishing off that tower. Yes, he's even getting that last hit. But they have to defend soon, because look at what Nyx's SNA, they put so much pressure here on each and every lane. Now there is again ward farming ink. What the hell?
A lot of gold going to Papita, going to fullback, though Earthshaker is still a very long way away from his Blink Dagger. Shadow Shaman has an astounding amount of farm. Arcane Boots Blink Dagger, 18 minutes in on a support is a huge amount. I mean, he's been dropping Serpent Wards, they've been clearing out towers at a pretty good clip, but still, that's a very fast time, and you can see just with Way Too Sexy, as well as Fluff and Stuff with the Stolen Fissure, they'll be able to secure kills, just the 2 of them, and that's a pretty sweet combination, that when you could have 2 supports roaming around getting kills by themselves 18 minutes into the game.
Yeah, absolutely, and it seems like even the use of massive rewards, regardless of them being farmed away or not, like they really just want objectives at the moment, like Sneaky Nyx Assassin, especially what happens right now, that the Invoker goes alone into Roshan. That is a bad thing for Sneaky Nyx Assassin to happen, because to be honest, I actually thought they might now be in a position where they could fight and contest Roshan, especially now that they have the both tier 1 tower down. I guess you need the tier 2 towers down as well to like completely shut down Isurus from it. Then you just need a pick off, and you can easily go on Roshan without them coming really fast back. But yeah, you see Panda plus Invoker, like especially with the Alacrity build he has, I mean he uses it all the time. That's quite a difference to other Invoker players, but yep, it works out for him. Blink Dagger forced off, Might is still ticking, now the Aegis, and yeah, first Roshan going down 18th minute. That's pretty much what we saw on the other 2 games before. It was always somewhere between 15th and 18th minute when they at least tried the first time Roshan. But yeah, it's still a okay-ish timing. 5 and 7, the Invoker is doing really well. Like his mid was a success. He got certain, like, I think 2 Sunstrike kills, or maybe 3. Plus the ganks were successful on the other side as well, so yep, definitely like that.
The Nyx side, I don't believe, even knew that Isurus were in that Roshan pit. It was only the Invoker and Brewmaster, and you wouldn't really expect it to, although mid lane, Papita is going to get lifted up into the air. Fissure from fullback going to save him a little bit of space, and he does have the mech up, so he'll be just fine. Though jump forward from GDX, he's going to drop the rock to hit absolutely nothing, except for a couple of poor creeps. But yeah, Nyx Assassin, they didn't know that the enemies were in the Roshan pit because there were 3 heroes in mid pushing that out. Very normal looking play from Isurus while the 2 heroes were sneaking Roshan. They're going to take a tier 1 tower straight away, although Fortification will open the door up for a deny with the ET ultimate going to come through, snap Ush back, deny any attempts at him to deny that tower. Top lane, once again, Way 2 is doing a little bit of Rat Dota with Shadow Shaman, though Dulce is there, so he's going to clean up the wards, get a whole bunch of farm, and save his tier 2 tower. Nothing but wins for Isurus in the past 1 or 2 minutes.
I don't like this. Like, these Master Up awards, way too easy given gold in my opinion, because like if they would achieve something, I would say okay, fine, definitely worth it. But here he already saw the rotation before the Master Up awards even came out, and he still placed them. In the end, the tower goes down from 50% approximately, a bit below that actually, but still down to like just a third HP left. This is, I don't know if that's really worth it to feed up to like 350 gold to the enemy.
Well, either way, the Invoker is getting gold one way or another. He's up to 607 gold per minute, has Aghanim's 4-staff Blink Dagger Midas. 21 minutes into the game. He only has a level 2 Invoke, so, you know, Aghanim Scepter not the most impressive at this stage, but it'll only get better from here on out, and this guy's going to be slinging spells left, right, and center, has a maxed out Exhort, and as you said before, constantly using that Wex, which is something that most heroes, or most Invoker players tend to ignore, or at least not put on themselves for a good portion of the game, but he's been using it for 20 minutes now.
Yep, absolutely, and 22 minutes in, that Invoker is really doing fine, even though, I mean, his goal is pretty much explained by the fact that, I mean, in his laning stage he already got the Sunstrike kills, then he got kills on his own with the ganks, and he got the last hit of 2 towers, as well as the last hit on Roshan, so, like, all this in summary is explaining why this guy is having almost 4k gold lead before the second farmer.
The high level, very farmed Invoker is a terrifying hero. Though again, if Isurus take this super late, then eventually Razor, Death Prophet, going to be some of the most powerful heroes as long as they could find a pick off on the Invoker. Though Nyx Assassin, they haven't really been pushing as much as I would have really expected. They've been dropping Serpent Wards almost every time they've been on cooldown. They've been using Exorcism quite liberally, but still, all the tier 2 towers are up for Isurus, and although top lane and mid lane are rather unhealthy, they're still up, which means the gold is not in Nyx's pocket.
Yep, absolutely not. And now bottom, I actually thought they might try something on the Invoker, but let's see. For now we have the Shadow Shaman just hiding in the trees. There's the Astral Spirit looking for him. That's of course bad news, but it runs out just before it reaches him. That's of course bad, but oh, he's TPing out. Nah, there's not even a blind Fisher attempt or something like that. If the Astral Spirit would have been there, now he's going for the second one. Now he would have scouted him, but of course, now it's just too late. So what are they doing? I think this is a push, or it's supposed to be a push top, at least the preparation of it. But the problem is, in the mid, there is Mr. SNA with Exorcism if he wants to, but for this tower he doesn't even need it. Tier 2 tower is going down, and even bottom. Like, the 2 supports are rotating in, and to be honest, if they want to, they could even rotate bottom here, get the double damage rune as well, which is of course a quite nice rune to find just before a potential fight. And yeah, push the other tier 2 tower. Why not? And in the meantime, I don't know, someone was trying to do some trading here with the tier 1 tower, but in the end, they're already going back there. Cliff being used, Master Rewards out though, and these they're gonna do quite some damage before they're being down.
Isurus don't really have the most pushing power in the world. There were all 5 heroes up on the top lane before they left, and well, the tower took a little bit of damage, and that's being pretty generous in saying that. So they can't really afford to push. They could team fight with the best of them, but in the meantime, they have to be defending their towers. Now they take the Nyx Assassin side. They take the mid tower. They bring bottom lane down to 286 HP, all the way from, I want to say, near full HP. Top lane is still pretty weak due to the constant Serpent Ward pushing from Shadow Shaman, who, by the way, has achieved level 2 Serpent Wards in this time. So Nyx Assassin get a pretty good series of events in the last couple of minutes, though still they're constantly avoiding these fights. They are going to have a tough time in competing with the damage output of the Isurus heroes, especially with the amplification from maxed out Natural Order and a Soul Catcher.
Yep, absolutely. It's gonna hurt in exactly this combination, but now, like, it's quite interesting. Except for those like split pushes we see from Sneaky Nyx Assassin, there's not much initiative on either team. Like at the moment, I don't know if both teams just feel like, hey guys, there's better farming on our side, we should just do it. But I mean, if I look at it, maybe they're even right. Maybe it's okay to farm, because both teams have sort of heroes that, I don't know, how can I describe this? Like, what draft would you say has the better late game, in your opinion?
I would slice slightly in Nyx. Invoker's getting really big, but we saw how Brewmaster just falls off if you get to the super late stage. Elder Titan is a relevant hero in that Natural Order will always be Natural Order, but eventually the spirit damage is going to really fall off, and then he's going to be stuck in an awkward position. Death Prophet is getting really
there's a go here on the Elder Titan we are talking already about. And look at this, he's just getting nuked down. There's Stampede, and that should slow him down and even get the kill. Easy peasy.
It's a very well, it's a kill that hasn't been seen in quite a couple of minutes. I think that was the first in like at least 3 or 4 minutes, but now going up to the top lane, they have Serpent Wards, they have Exorcism, but this tower is not going to receive any of those. They could actually look for going to high ground with these wards. They don't have to commit, they haven't been committing, but with Exorcism popped and with Death Prophet holding on to 1700 HP plus a ton of armor, they could definitely make an attempt, though bottom lane is pushing. Looks like they will back off and defend.
That's quite interesting, to be honest. That bottom lane, nobody was actually there. They could have really just waited, but yeah, Mass Serpent was there, plus Exorcism, and they don't dare to go high ground. That's interesting. I would have at least thought they might force the team back, because why not? I mean, by the time when you go back anyway, you might as well just TP back with the exorcism on. But oh, in the mid, there's a go by the Invoker. The meatball is flying, and so much damage here on the Rasta. He's going down, way too sexy, way too dead.
Invoker's going to pick up one of his ultimate orbs after that one. He's at 2,800 gold. I think at this point, if you're Invoker, you could start to look to transition into more of a right-clicking build, and it'll synergize very well with Alacrity, which he clearly favors as one of his invoked skills. And one ultimate orb could potentially mean Scotty. Wouldn't put it past him to go for something like a Mjolnir or something around those lines and really just turn into a right-clicking machine. It would be a pretty good way to go if they want to take this super late, because that right-clicking is not really going to be met by the Nyx side. Razor's going for what looks like the full-on tanky build, and HexMike doing some really cute business up on top lane to try to delay this push, but it's going to happen one way or another. And well, now Nadera is going to start to close in, though HexMike will teleport out. It's a sheep stick, though, that Invoker's going to pick up.
Yeah, no, I was expecting that sheep stick. That's pretty much nice, especially against the Razor or the Death Prophet if you really want to nuke them down, maybe sometimes even before the ultimates come out. But oh, there's Stampede being used. I think that was just to help the Razor, but they already gave it up because the Fissure was on the wrong side. The Razor was on the left side of the Fissure, and therefore he could just run away in that direction.
Yeah, HexMike a little bit trigger happy with that Stampede. Not a huge deal, seeing as though it's only a minute cooldown at this point, so they'll have it again, especially since this game is moving at a very slow clip. Although Fluff and Stuff can get thrown up into the air with Fuels and then Meteor, Sunstrike. Easy kills for the Invoker. Still has a sheep stick, so he can go in on round 2 if he really wants to. Way too sexy, he's gonna have to blink it deep into the trees. But Invoker, he does have a Blink Dagger and a Force Staff of his own. He has a Haste Rune, and he has a lot of damage, level 18. He could 1v1 anyone on Nyx Assassin right now.
At the moment, yes, the Invoker, whoever he finds alone, is most likely to die, because there will be obviously the combo and the right clicks after, and with the Force Staff and the Blink Dagger, you can really chase him or chase your target quite a lot. So yep, I definitely like what the Invoker is doing here, but he came to the limit of things he can do. Of course, that's the problem now. I mean, he has the Arcanum Scepter, and to be honest, now that he went for this right-clicky build, or rather not for the right-clicky build, but he has the option to. I don't like the Arcanums anymore. It's just, I don't know, in comparison to other really right-click items now on the Invoker, which would be possible, I think he had better options, better value items there.
Well, either way, I mean, if you have the Aghanim Scepter, Scythe of Vise, you're sitting pretty because you know that all your spells are going to get amplified by that natural order. So Invoker is going to be able to do lots of damage no matter what. Like, even if he wants to stay the course and go for something like an Orchid or whatever he wants to at this point after he sells that Midas. Hell, Shiva's Guard would be an interesting item to see on him. He's going to be doing a lot of damage, a lot of magical damage. And then Nyx have a Pipe. The Pipe will only protect against so many skills. When you're dealing with a Brewmaster, an Earthshaker, an Eldritch Titan, and an Invoker, that Pipe is not going to last very long.
Yep, absolutely. And well, I'm really wondering when both teams start to show some sort of initiative. I mean, Roshan is back up, and Invoker is already on it with Alacrity, of course, with his usual setup, and the Force Spirit just doing their job. But still, like, now we have a disconnect again. DDX, while he's doing Roshan, that's of course very unfortunate, but yeah, they have to pause this, obviously, because they just need to get this Roshan, hopefully uncontested. But of course, that's the problem of a pause in such a situation, because now, I mean, there's always a delay on streams, but theoretically, now they could look on the streams, they see him there in the Rosh Pit, and that's bad news. But he's really fast back, reconnected, so let's hope we have a fast G.
Here we go. They're going to sneak Roshan once again. This time Nyx did have an Observer Ward that might have seen the Invoker, though I'm not entirely sure if it did. Regardless, Invoker can do this slowly by himself or a little bit faster if he has anyone to support him. The ward coverage around the Roshan pit is purely in favor of Isurus, and it looks like Nyx, they might not care if anyone is in the Roshan pit, because they're all smoked and heading up top. They're going to force Isurus' hand in defending the top lane. This is the push that we thought we were going to see before, as they have Exorcism level 3, Witchcraft level 4, Shiva's Guard up on the Death Prophet. They're going to use everything except the kitchen sink on this tower.
Yep, absolutely. This tower is going to take huge chunk of damage after that clip is down. Look at the HP dropping. There's the ultimate. The Death Prophet actually being hit by this, but yeah, tower is down. Sneaky Nyx Assassin just getting slowly the objectives. The ward's gonna be farmed up again, but hey, you got what you came for. You wanted objectives down. This is the first tier 3 tower to fall. Surprisingly enough, the bottom lane has been pushed out by Isurus all the time, so they didn't finish that tier 2 tower, but eventually they're gonna do it, like when they expand a bit in map control. So when it comes to, I don't know, pushing, moving forward and showing initiative, Nyx Assassin definitely the team with the upper hand at the moment. I don't know for what Isurus is waiting. Like, this is the first time I've seen a Panda not cast the ultimate for 10 minutes or so. This is just nuts. Like, why would you use a Panda if you, I don't know, just lean back and wait for a late game? Then why picking a Panda? Then any other pick would have made more sense as in a carry pick, solo farming top.
It's even weirder since he went for an Aghanims, and I don't think he's used his split since he's picked up that item. So Aghanims essentially doing absolutely nothing for, you know, at least I want to say 10 minutes since he picked that item up. Eventually it will come into usage. He still has one more level to go where Primal Split is going to get a little bit more powerful, but yeah, as of right now it's a dead item, and as well as top lane, it will be defended by Invoker. However, it looks like Nyx are going to look to make a go up on here. They have double Blink Daggers. In the meantime, middle lane is also going to be defended and pushed. Looks like Isurus is going to get a little bit of chip damage here and there with Spirit, but top lane, Nyx is going to just break up the high ground. Someone needs to come back and defend. Invoker has left his post, and the Shadow Shaman has Serpent Wards. He's going to drop them, go for the melee racks. It's pretty ambitious. It's at the very least going to force some TPs back. Here comes Nadira. He's going to get the Demonic Purge instantly, though. The Stampede away, and the Rock is going to be thrown. Blink, not available. Demonic Purge triggering that one off. Nyx, Ix Mike's going to pop out the pipe and go straight into the trees and be safe. The Serpent Wards, though, claiming the racks. In the meantime, Ush popping his BKB, looking for a target. Fullback's going to force that his way out of there. Now he's going to throw out the Shivas. We'll find Fullback looking for an Echo Slam, this Earthshaker, but he's not going to find a great target. He's going to get Fissure stolen. Not surprising you can steal Fissure, but it looks like no kills are actually going to happen awkwardly enough. Fluff and stuff is going to live, but top lane has been completely carved out. Nyx find a free set of Raxes.
Yep. They're just outmaneuvering Isurus at the moment. Like, we have to look at the crafts again just for a fast comparison. Nyx Assassin, like 1k ahead when it comes to experience, and when it comes to gold, it's about 4k, which can be easily explained by all the towers, of course, being down. But yeah, Isurus, like, they don't even manage anything. I mean, you have 2 people top, while 5 of Isurus are in mid, and they don't even reach the tier 2 tower. That's
not
bad
getting hit
news.
with everything in the book, although he's going to throw himself into the air. The Earth Splitter not doing too much damage because of the high armor of Death Prophet. Now this Shackle from Way Too Sex is going to save that Death Prophet ally. He's going to quickly regenerate through the Bloodstone. They're going to go straight for Fullback. Ix Mike needs another double edge, though, a Fissure from Fluff and Stuff. That'll do the job as well. Now GDX in a very awkward position because he's disconnected. I don't think Nyx are going to show much mercy, but Death Prophet taking everything. That was a Blink Echo Slam, Fissure, Enchant Totem combo. That was a Sunstrike on top of that. And she still walks away. Now with the Exorcism pumping out, she's going to quickly restore back up to full.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, this Invoker is so dead. He could force stuff, but I mean, look at Razor. He already has 140 damage. There's Exorcism rolling. There is a double edge ready, and there's even a Hex in 1 second. So Invoker, he has no chance to get the hell out of here.
There's no True Sight though. He could Ghost Walk.
Yeah, I guess. But let's see. I don't think so. I think it's too late.
I believe he can escape. He has an Aegis, so he's going to lose 1 life for sure. And then quickly invoking Ghost Walk might mean he gets to escape. Here comes the rest of Isurus Panda in the area, and DDX does get to walk away with his life.
Still didn't achieve anything. So after getting like a Rax down, Sneaky Nyx Assassin, they even take kills here, and Isurus, they have to do something. Like, they have to do something. This game is getting soon out of control for them, even though they had such a nice start and even an advantage, but they're just not using it. It's one of those teams where you think like, yes guys, really well played and everything, but no, nothing's happening.
Yeah, I think individually Isurus are all doing exactly what they need to, but as a team, they're really stalling out. They haven't accomplished anything. They made a weak attempt at a push in the mid lane, but the tower is perfectly at full HP, so you know, that shows how well that push attempt went. And losing the top racks completely uncontested was pretty disastrous from them. They're now
the range tracks
have
now.
Even less space.
Yep, the range tracks also went down just by creeps, I think, and yeah, this leaves them a complete set down. And to be honest, I just don't see what prevents Nyx from doing this again, all the time. But now, maybe a tornado catching out here the center, and there's a Sunstrike on top of him. Well, the pipe used, this is gonna buy some time, but now, of course, he's hexed and Alacrity. Oh, hitting him so much, but the Cold Snap, 4-star forward. Yes, the last one. That was a nice play here by DDX, but at the same time, in the mid, they want to go for the Titan. No, they don't. They actually all TP back, even though I think maybe it would be time to, like, start a push, make something happening, but oh, Rasta, that's somewhere where you don't want to be, and look at this. There's the disruption. Now, Fisher, no, first comes the totem, but net is stolen. Fisher comes first, now comes the real one. Now it's a sandwich, and the Panda's going in. He's already going to die, but the turnaround is real. The Shadow Demon going down, and Ash, oh my god, the ultimate, interrupting the TP, and now he's going down. Or maybe can he claim a kill before? This is really, really huge if he could, but no. The Sunstrike off target, he's gonna get the kill on the Earthshaker. I can't even believe that. The Earthshaker making like a huge round here, like something like that, and the Plasma Field is actually getting him. Instead of running this way, being out of it, no, he wanted to stick around and pays with his life for it, also dropping the gem gladly. This one is picked up. So I saw striking back. Still, this fight, it felt really awkward. Like so much commitment for 1 or 2 targets. That's really interesting, to say the least.
That was a pretty decent fight for Nyx, all things considered. Like, they didn't have their full force up there, but they still took an even fight. And in the meantime, top lane was on full breach. It brought the tier 4 tower down to about half HP. But yeah, going back to the bottom lane, actually, Mike had a full BKB that he could have used if he wanted to live, but whether by greed or just being conservative with his charges, he did go down to the Invoker in that bottom lane fight that they had before. But 9-12 right now, Isurus with a slight kill lead, but down a set of Raxes against a Death Prophet. Once the Razor gets back up, we saw how tanky he was in that last fight. He'll be able to stand right on the front lines and use that Aghanim Scepter to really easily take down these tier 3 towers. Or,
yep.
Yeah, tier 3 towers.
And we also saw how easy like Nyx Assassin has been on their wards at the moment. Like this top lane is permanently pushing in, disabling the backdoor protection of the Raxes and tier 3 towers, which means like if this game goes, I don't know, suddenly in Isurus direction, for example, we still have the option of like that lane just pushing in, and then something like the Master wards just being popped directly in on a tier 3 tower and then chipping those really fast away unless there's a cliff use or someone rotates in and kills them. So this is also another option of sneaky Nyx Assassin. Right now they always choose the direct approach, except for those some serpent wards that were like, yeah, okay, we just drop them, do some damage on a tower. But in summary, yeah, everything is open now, like absolutely everything. All they need is maybe that tier 2 tower bottom, get this lane a bit more pushed out. But as I said, sneaky Nyx Assassins, if they don't have to, they don't go for anything. Maybe they want to raid for next Roshan. The timer is it's still a bit till we know if it's max or not, but let's see who is showing the first initiative.
Way2 does have that Aghanim Scepter, which he completed quite a little bit ago, so those Serpent Wards going to be hitting for almost double damage than they would ordinarily. Again, they have some pretty big items now that a BKB's picked up on Death Prophet. She'll be rather immune to anything that Isurus have to deal with her, except for Invoker right-clicks. He has, wow, 7,000 gold DDX. Saving a trust fund for his Invoker babies or something like that, but
yep.
He's going to have to spend some of that money, ship the Hand of Midas, and buy something, anything, to help out in this upcoming fight.
Look at his net worth. He's so much ahead, almost 9k ahead of the Death Prophet, but that doesn't help you anything. The Invoker alone won't win the game. Roshan is actually going to be almost max timer here, so this one is going to take really long. And now, let's see. They are smoked up. They might actually find Fluff here. Fluff, this is a bad idea.
Well, the tornado misses. He's going to get stampeded and then try to run away. Has another Force Staff. He's going to get hit with the Fissure, dodge a Sunstrike. Space created, I guess. Throw another Fissure.
Yeah, I guess. And that's a godlike streak as well for DDX at the moment. I mean, all they did was at the moment like commit a full 5-man team to get a Rubik kill. But in the meantime, look at this tower, tier 4 tower. Like if this continues like this, the top lane pushing in and Isurus not effectively defending, like at some point we might actually see them not caring anymore about the other racks. Let's just go and finish the tier 4 towers and then have an open throne.
Mike and Way2Sexy, though they are going up against a godlike Invoker. The two of them, I'm pretty sure, can shut down the Invoker, especially if they want to use their Serpent Wards in doing so. So DDX, though he is on guard duty on that top lane, he's still pretty vulnerable if an Assassin decide to pull the trigger there. But it looks like for now, IX Mike and Way2 gonna just chill in the trees and wait it out. Looks like the item of choice for Invoker is, never mind on the pause, is actually going to be spent on the Refresher Orb. So he's going to be able to drop double Meteor, double Deafening Blast, double Hex, which are the spells that we're going to be impacting the most from this Invoker. But he's slowly getting closer and closer to this trap. If they decide to go for it, I still think they could go for it. And blink forward for the Hex, have the Stampede plus Serpent Wards. GDX can get stomped and shocked and double edged, and then beaten down by the Serpent Wards. Easy 1200 gold for the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, tasty gold. This is coins, coins, coins. So many. 80 seconds out on that Invoker. There's also a gem being dropped, but now look at it. They're gonna use it. They're gonna force a buyback here, and yes, it's coming right there. Cliff being used. They're blocking Fisher, which is buying some time, but I don't know. In the end, not really anything's happening. But Tornado, Sunstrike, just taken by 2 people, and in the end, SNA. I don't know. This is really the typical, I don't know, guerrilla tactics. Going in, short little strikes, then going out and just being happy with the damage you've done. This is really a la Snackbar shouting Dota. This is crazy.
A little bit awkward. I mean, they use the Exorcism to force out the Fortification. They'll have the Exorcism before Fortification is once again up, and they force the buyback for the Invoker, so playing it safe, you can't really blame them too much for that, though I think if they really wanted to, they could have just gone for it. The crucial item on the Razor he's picked up is the Assault Cuirass. Not only will that make everyone take more damage, it'll also amplify the damage from Eye of the Storm, which is Aghanim'd up. It'll also increase the damage from Serpent Wards, and it'll also increase the damage from Exorcism Spirits, so that -5 armor is going to be absolutely crucial in amplifying the damage from nearly everyone on the Nyx side. Invoker, though, he's going to be starting to working on Roshan, and this is going to be an Aegis Cheese Roshan. I think it's got to be Aegis on Invoker, Cheese on Papita. That looks like what they're going to be setting up for.
Yep, probably. The Aegis going to him, and oh, the Elder Titan is actually getting the cheese. Okay. That's interesting. And now, Isurus, I really have the distinct feeling they have to push, but look at top. The creeps, plus a siege engine now, rolling towards the tier 4 tower. If no one rotates, this tier 4 tower is going down. IX Mike is even going in. He's like, oh yay, look, there's a tower. I'm even getting this, maybe getting even to the other tower, and this is just bad news.
Literally everyone from Isurus are going to teleport back. Let's see if they can catch anyone
not everyone.
on their way out. Blink Dagger is up on the Brewmaster, and Stampede can help to let everyone retreat. Fluff and Stuff is going to get himself out of there.
Yep.
Blink
Aegis is down here in the mid, and DDX. Well, this is bad news. He's actually blinking out. There is the Shadow Demon just to help him, but look at all the damage stolen already. The Razor is gonna get that kill. Now BKB's popped, and they have to kite this Ghost Walk up for now. But there was at least a go here on the Elder Titan. Again, easy kill for him. This is 2 down. We have to look at buybacks now. They have... Yes, they have buybacks if they want to, but... Yep, they already have to use it. There is still a lot of time left on that Exorcism, but it seems like he doesn't want to use it. Like, they got what they came for again. 2 kills, 3 kills, a buyback out, a tier 4 tower down, Aegis down. Like, Isurus is just getting outplayed. Like, at the moment, they just can't use their resources. Having fat farmed heroes is just not the only thing you need, apparently, in Dota to win.
This just in. I mean, they didn't have all their pushing power. The Razor's Eye of the Storm was down for another 20 seconds, and by the time the Eye of the Storm was up, Death Prophet's ultimate would have been down, so you have a really weird timing issue there. So I kind of understand why they backed off, though they definitely could have pushed for a couple seconds more. Again, top lane is in full breach. These tier 4 towers are going to start to drop, and Shadow Shaman, he has a Robe of the Magi. I'm inclined to think, yes, that's definitely going to be a Refresher Orb. So double Aghanim Serpent Wards, 1 more level on him until they're at the max peak. He's actually going to buy up the entire Refresher Orb. This guy's loaded. And if he double ward drops the Ancient, then, well, at the very least, Isurus are going to have to 5-man TP back.
Absolutely. And look at the tier 4 tower here. Isurus, like, who cares about tier 3s, tier 2s, Rex, whatsoever, if, like, Isurus just can't even hold their tier 4 towers against just normal creep pushing and occasionally like IX Mike coming in. Like, the good thing is he's just using the double edge, cleaning out the entire wave, and that's pretty much it. That's absolutely everything he does. The tier 4 tower it's going down at some point, and Isurus is just not getting to push. Like, to be honest, you can farm, you can give by default Isurus another 10k gold, 20k gold, doesn't matter, but Ixmike, oh, they found him, there's the perch, but oh, the BKB coming through, and he's gonna get that kill on the Shadow Demon before he's dying. This is also a gem on the crown, and the Panda is not even pursuing, but there is a smoke. The smoke, that's the question. What do they find? There's the Shiva. Silence maybe on both. Is there silence? No, there's silence. Can they focus the Panda? There is nothing to interrupt him. Actually, there is Kiilstofte, and now look at this exorcism. Hex right after. He's going down. Gem down as well. Titan being followed, but look at this. Using the cheese. He should have saved this one probably, but at least he's stalling some time. DDX though, he's now doing what Sneaky Nix Assassin have been doing all game long, but he can't be faster than this. Elder Titan is buying back, but they're just going for that tier 4 tower. No back to protection, top creep waves already in, and now we have double wards. No, not yet, now we have them. Look at this. So much potential coming out of this. Glyph being used, but now all prey is loose. Jesus, look at this.
They're gonna just go to town on the Ancient. These Serpent Wards are just doing too much damage. Like,
yep.
They got an okay Echo Slam there, but with Eye of the Storm active, with double Serpent Wards that were level 3 Aghanim's Refreshed Serpent Wards, that Ancient didn't last long at all, and, well, the Isurus side didn't even have everyone alive, so that's gonna conclude our game number 1.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting game. Sneaky Nix Assassin, the best way to win Dota is not to fight at all. Let the creeps and split push just do everything. It worked out. Isurus had no solution for what was happening here. Either way, guys, my name is HeflaTV, casting here with Michael Loris on HeflaTV, and we are back for game number 2 in just about 5 minutes, so be right back.
GG.